I'm Joe Seels. We're beef and arable farmers here in South Yorkshire. We've got some cattle behind us grazing. So we're mainly beef finishing, but we do graze a few cattle out as well on some RSPB nature reserves and of course this grass that we've got around the farm here. We've got an arable side as well, which all feeds into the beef finishing enterprise. So we're growing wheat, barley, maize, and spring barley as well sometimes. So that all feeds into what we've got. We use a lot of straw to bed our yards up, and that's quite circular because we'll swap muck out for straw with our local farmers, and we're also buying in grain from local farms. Actually, one's been here today dropping off into the sheds. Yeah, we try and keep everything local, not just because it's sustainable, but because that's usually what ends up being profitable. And I think that's what people need to remember, that these two things sort of go hand in hand a lot of the time, and where we become more sustainable, then the margins get better. We're a family business here, so I've got me, my mum and my dad. My brother helps out along with helping one of our great uncles, and then we've got two members of staff, Ash and Noah, who help us do the day-to-day. So yeah, we're a good little team. I think we get the job done here. We post stuff on social media every day about what we're up to show people what goes on a beef and arable farm. Hopefully that gets through to some consumers and lets them know what we're about. So on farm we are mainly Aberdeen Angus, just because we get the premium with our suppliers, ABP, pay a premium on the Angus. They're also very nice to work with. As you can see down there, very content, easy to handle. So just with the spec with supermarkets, we're usually aiming before 30 months. We'd like to bring that down lower, but it all just depends on what we can purchase from the markets. Ideally, we'd be finishing them at 20 months, but the reality is that we're getting them in a range of ages coming in. So we just need to shorten that time that we've got them on farm. So we're hoping for 90 to 120 days really on farm here to be finished. So we're looking for those stronger stores to get them finished and through the system. So the reason that I got involved in the PRISM programme initially, and I'm not going to lie, it's because ABP put the money where their mouth was, and they actually put a grant out to farmers to lower our carbon footprint. And we were looking to reseed some grass, and I thought that'd be a great use of that money. But as I've come along on the journey, if you want to call it that, of PRISM, I think it's become important that us as an industry measure our carbon, because if we leave that to somebody else to do that for us, the system in agriculture is so complex that you need people that understand it to be able to put those values forward. I think it's really important that we do it ourselves, and we've got then some results to give to the wider supply chain. The main thing that we saw was reducing the time on farm, which we've tried to be a bit more proactive with the animals that aren't doing as well. Sometimes I think you've got to almost cut your losses with them, and in some respects what we were doing, we were keeping those cattle on, hoping and praying that they'd put weight on, and it never really happens. So we've tried to focus on that side of things to reduce our days on farm, which has a big impact on the carbon footprint. We've done some little things, some little tweaks, such as when we are around the yard straw blowing, we used to leave the tractor running when we got off to cut the bands. We were racking up like 45 minutes, an hour a day, just with the engine just ticking over. So we've implemented it now. As soon as we get off that tractor, it's turned off. And we're saving diesel there, but all these little steps of trying to save a bit of diesel here and there, getting your ration right so that your cows are putting on weight efficiently, and reducing those days to slaughter is just the little steps that you need to take to improve. Farming, especially on a day like today, has such a positive story to tell. We're in the countryside, aren't we? We've got wonderful scenery behind us. I've done social media for 4 or 5 years now, showing what we get up to on the farm, and it gives the consumer that look into our industry that's often been so closed off and not really hidden, but just people haven't shown it. And I think if I could do anything with what we do with social media, is to just get more people just to show a little bit of their cattle out in the field, just so that everyone knows a farmer.
For more case studies and webinars, go to our PRISM YouTube channel.